morning, everybody. Welcome back to Dead Car Rescue. I'm Steve, and I thought, well, I don't have anything really to film today because it's so windy and kind of overcast. I think I'm just going to go out searching for cars. If you're interested in stuff like that, just seeing what people's got in their backyards, you'll like this video. As I started to drive away from my house, I thought, hey, what about my neighbor? I could film his cars. Maybe you'd like to see a few of his vehicles. And I'll probably voice over this whole video because of the wind blowing. But he has a few vehicles. He's got a truck here. This truck has been, I know it's been sitting for 20 years. And it's been sitting in the same spot for 20 years. This truck did run. It belonged to his son when he used to go to school. His son is a grown man now, and the truck hasn't moved in all those years. It's a Ford. It did run. It had a 302 in it. I mow around it. That's about it, but it's a four-wheel drive. It's really actually not too bad because it's not rusted out. We're not gonna open the hood. It's got a 302, like I said. The old big tires have went down over the years. It's not a bad looking body. Could make a monster truck out of it, I don't know. There's that one. Vehicle number 2. You've probably seen this in the background pictures when I'm filming around my house. This is an international pickup. You're not going to believe it, but this is a low miles pickup. This truck belonged to an old man who passed away many, many years ago. And my nephew bought this truck. He bought it and actually drove it around there is no engine in it, no transmission, it's just a body. But it is a cool truck. I've tried to buy this from him for years. I mean, I offered him $1,500 one time. No, I'm gonna hang on to it, and it's gonna sit right here and rot. Let me see the miles. Let's see if we can see them, okay? 69,000. Okay, I think he said it had like 30-something thousand when he bought it. But like I say, that last miles that's been put on this was probably 20 years ago. Just like the other truck out front. It's a solid old truck. It's got all the chrome on it. It's starting to rust in the bed, okay? But the tailgate still looks good. We shut it up last year, you know, and had junk put in the back of it, chairs, stuff like that. But there you go. That's number 2. That's right next door to my house. So let's move on. Let's see if we can find something else. All right, this car belonged to a friend of mine that passed away. I have a lot of friends that passed away, don't I? But he gave it to his son, and along with a motorcycle, a Harley, and let's see, he had a Mustang, a 65 Mustang or 66. But he left it to his son. His son is a friend of mine, so we're going to video this car before we move on. I don't know if he'd sell it or not. He lives close by me, and he never has mentioned selling it, so we'll just have to see. I'm thinking this car had a 6-cylinder motor in it with a 3-speed in the floor. I'm not positive, but if I remember back all those years, that's what it had in it. And I don't know if he's ever put a V8 in it or what. But that's what you're getting if you could buy this car. I've tried to buy it. A lot of people stopped and looked at it and tried to buy it. But so far, he hasn't sold it yet. That's why you keep on. You keep knocking on doors and saying, hey, I'm here again. But you never know. Maybe he might say, hey, I was going to call you. And I would be the owner of this car. And I would sell it, or fix it up, and then I would sell it. And you guys could buy it. I'd like to save them. I'm a saving person. I love to save old cars. May not get them the way that you would want me to get them, but I'll get them good enough and get them running. Then you can finish them up once I get done with them. But we'll see. Someday he might call me. Someday he may not. But that's what we're looking at. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, everybody, we're gonna voice over this video until we go inside his shop, because the wind is so bad out here, and it just gets worse as the longer I stay. So we're gonna voice over this part until we meet Albert, and then the rest of that video is gonna be a little noisy. But I'm going to let you hear what he says about the cars we're looking at. This soda machine and all these bottles is for sale. He said $400. It does work. You put it in your man cave, clean those bottles up, and you have some old antique bottles. There's knee-high, Coke, Mountain Dew. That Mountain Dew says Yahoo Mountain Dew. Fanta. There's a few beer bottles in there mixed in. I don't know. But he's got this little town he built back when he was able. And as time went on, you can see it kind of went down. But I know what the feeling's like. If you don't mow your yard and stuff like that all the time, you know, your house, you do maintenance on your house, it's going to go down. Time's going to do its number on it. So he's been sick for over a year, and he's back now. He's feeling better. He's able to work on cars again. That Tom's Candy machine over there is for sale. And there's a soda machine there on the left of that, and soda machines on the right. Those will be for sale too. I don't know about the Corvette in front of the tractor. I don't know if he's going to sell that or not. But there he is. That's Mr. Albert Hancock. He's a real nice guy. He's a legend around here as a guy that always had hot rods, kind of like me. Well, I'm not a legend yet. Well, maybe I am. To some people, everybody, says Albert is the guy to go to when it comes to Fords. Now, he just sold a 71 Mach 1 Mustang, or a 70 Mach 1 Mustang, and I missed that, but it's gone. I don't know how long ago he sold it, but he had it up until a few weeks ago or months ago or something like that. I do remember seeing it sitting out here. This is a 1970 something Gremlin. Now, this Gremlin was in a movie out in California. It's It's a one family owned car. It was in a movie called Quarry, like Rock Quarry, but he said it wasn't rock. He said it was just Quarry. That's what it was called. So it's a HBO movie, so you can pull it up and you can see that car. And if you bought it, you'd have a movie car. 6-cylinder, 3-speed in the floor, no air conditioning. It's just says, put a V8 in me, please. You could put a American Motors motor, a Ford motor, a Chevy motor. They will all fit with a little bit of work. You know, like a 350 or something like that. Little Gremlin is what this is. And I'm going to say it's 72, 73 model. But they're hard to find. You just don't see them. I don't even see any in the junkyards anymore. But they're rare. They're hard to find. And that's a pretty much rust-free car. It does have surface rust, which is called patina. We made that up just so we could have something to call a rusty car. There's a little spot of rust right there, he said. There's the little Gremlin emblem. I love that little thing. But the doors were hard to shut on these things once they got old. It was had a brother called a AMC Hornet, and then a Javelin, and then the Pacer. Well, let's not talk about the Pacer. I don't want to embarrass the Gremlin, so that's just kind of like a redheaded stepchild, adopted brother kind of thing. But we're going to go in, and I'm going to turn the video off so you can hear him. A guy was asking me about foreign cars.
You have to excuse the jump for this full.
Hey, that's the way we like them.
And this car's been restored from ground up. Only thing I don't have is a bumper.
What year? 77?
California car. I got it in from California.
Did you say 77?
77.
77 Fiat convertible.
77 rag top. New everything.
That's a beautiful car. Nice paint.
I've run it a couple times. I hadn't drove it. I know everything that I did about it is new. My nephew in California, his dad redone it.
Okay.
He passed away, and he never did crank it. And looked like mice might have took over. But it runs. You can open that up. It's not locked. It's kind of steel.
Okay, got
They
it.
said that manhandle.
Oh, that's nice inside too. You guys may not be able to see this, but it's pretty much perfect.
Real good in here. But all this stuff is new. I got the glove box off. It's got a little bit of adjustment to it. So
The seats,
seats are new.
door
Top
panels.
New, carpet's new. Paint. That's enamel paint. It's not clear coat. A good paint. You can rub it if you want to. It's a good paint job.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks like they took their time painting that everything.
When I got it, this thing was missing this, and the valve cover didn't have a bracket for the accelerator. So I finally found some. I got it on there already, but that's,
Okay.
it's the Lancia engine,
Yeah, I seen it said Lancia
which
on it.
has a little more horsepower than the original old engine. But I guess the engine that came in it, he just rebuilt it. It's new, engine's new. About everything about it's new, I guess.
How long have you had it?
I've had it about 4 years. I got sick all last year, couldn't do nothing. I just put it in here and got it out of the weather.
Well, it looks good. It's nice. I never knew that.
I'm gonna get it out pretty shortly soon. The weather breaks here, and I'm gonna clean it up.
I never knew it was in here.
But it is a pretty nice little car.
Yep. So, you guys watching this video, if you like these kind of cars, Albert, is it for sale?
Do what?
Is it for sale?
Yeah.
Is it for sale?
$10,000.
$10,000.
It's worth that, probably more. I don't know.
What are you asking for the Gremlin?
45.
45. Okay.
That's
Now-
I just sold a Mustang. 71.
Now it's up to you to give your phone number if you want to, because there might be 300 people call you. I don't know. If you're interested in that, okay. 870-278-7228. And that's located in Leachville, Arkansas, fellas and folks and girls. And if you're interested in one of these little cars like this, that don't sound like a bad price at all for this car, as nice as it is. It's really a beautiful car.
Needs a bath.
Yeah. But it's like a diamond in the rough,
You can get under it. It looks about as good under there as it does up here, or did anyway. So.
Yeah, that's too nice of a car to be hiding in a garage. Really, that thing needs to be out, showing off. Somebody take this thing to a car show. It's that
It don't
nice.
have no dents in it nowhere.
Is that those wheels? Is that factory wheels or somebody buy those?
No, it was, I guess, they're aftermarket, but I think the head wheels like that.
They look good.
They're
Really
new.
good on the car.
They're new wheels, new tires,
Yeah.
new brakes, new everything.
New brakes, new everything. And that's where you put the gas.
I don't know where you can get that trunk's unlocked. I don't know if you can get it up or not. Pull it up if you want to. It's just
It's
stuff
nice back there.
Was working now, but it's got a new mat back there and everything. Battery goes,
Up in there.
and that's a cover for the battery.
Wow. It's like a new car, isn't it?
It is. It's everything is new.
Okay.
I'll get more. I can't crawl around in them like I used to. So.
I don't know what that is. It's a
This is my grandson.
little Allstate.
There, you buy that back.
When you
That's a All-State Sears
Okay.
Commander, made for Sears and Roebuck, was made in Australia for Sears. And that's a $700 bike. It's worth more than that, but I'll take that for it.
700.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to St. Louis and got that.
It's got a license plates hanging around this shop like me. Wow, you got a little bit of everything in your life in here. I know you. Okay, back outside in the wind we go. This is a 1965 Ford pickup. This belonged to a farmer, and the farmer gave it to his son. And his son drove it to California, got out there and got married, had kids, and he moved back to Arkansas. And he took that truck and a trailer, and he towed his personal car and his family back from California to Arkansas. His dad parked the truck in a barn, and they left it there for like 20-something years. And one day they decided to get it out of there. So they hooked the tractor up to it, drug it down on a ditch bank. Every tire on it was flat. And it sat down there on the ditch bank for about 6 months. Albert found out about it, went down there and made a deal and bought the truck. He tried to buy it for years and they wouldn't sell it. That's the way most people do, They'll park something and set it up. And one of these days, we're just going to keep it or whatever. daddy's truck, you know, and then they let them just rot. And then they're so bad that the scrap man would just be the only one that wants it mostly. Yep, that's a 429 engine, folks. Can you imagine the gas mileage that thing got coming back from California pulling a trailer? I'd love to have that motor, though. Those motors are hard to find. But Albert's got it now, and I don't know what he's going to do with it. I asked him later in the video, would he be interested in selling it? And he said, not at this time. So he's still tinkering with it. He's got some stuff to do to it. He had to put a new distributor in it and this and that and got it running. But it's a nice looking old truck. That's the color it was when the guy had it in California. I guess he had it painted out there and brought it back. And it's still a decent looking truck, isn't it? The paint job is old, but hey, it looks better than some. Those wheels were the wheels that was on it. It's those old slotted mags like guys like me, old guys like. We just aren't into the chip foose kind of wheels and tires on these old trucks. We like the old school look, and Albert's a lot like me. Now, I opened the door, and he said, let me show you something before you get in there. What's this? Click. The door just clicked and shut. Didn't have to put no pressure on it. Click. That's old school Ford stuff, Matt, right there. That's the way cars were back then. And that is a 8-track tape player with a radio. Now, you could buy 8-track tape players at Otasco and, you know, Western Auto, places like that. And they were like $79 way back then for just a Crayco tape recorder, tape player. But I also noticed there was a trailer brake up underneath that wasn't like the new ones today, or the newer ones. This is old school. Look at that thing. You mash the brake, that lever moves when you hit your brake pedal. That's something like Fred and Ethel and Ricky and Lucy Ricardo would have pulling their little camper. Ain't that cool? Now, the bed does have a little bit of rust in it. It had a cover over the back of the whole truck, and that thing sat out there till it rotted and there wasn't nothing left of it. But it started raining in it then, and after, I guess, sitting inside the barn or whatever, I don't know, rust got to it. I don't know how long it was sitting out in the field, really. I just guessed 6 months the way he talked. He said it needs the chrome trim that goes around the taillight covers. Well, Albert, thank you for letting us look.
You're welcome.
And appreciate it, buddy.
You too.
Okay, this is what I do. I ride around small towns. I look in backyards. And if I see something that's old, I'll knock on the door. And maybe sometimes you get run off. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes people says, yeah, I got something. Would you be interested in this? And they'll take me out back, and there they are. I never even knew that car was there. Now, there's supposed to be a 57 Chevy out here on my right. Over there, somewhere, there's a guy that's got a 57 Chevy. Mr. Hancock just told me about it. I have never seen it. Didn't even know it was here. But it could be in that shed. But sometimes word of mouth is where you find stuff at. And I don't see a 57 Chevy. Could be in there. He's got an OS 10 sitting out there. But that's how you find this stuff. You just ride around looking backyards. But we're in Leachville, Arkansas right now. If you like any of that stuff Mr. Hancock has, you can give him a call, and he'll either say, yes, it's I still have it, or no, it's sold. Or if you see something out there that he had that you would say, like, I'd like to have that saw blade, or I would like to have that soda machine and all those bottles and stuff for my man cave, give him a call. Albert's getting on up there in years, and I can understand how sometimes, when you get that age, you just want to, I don't know, just you want to cut back on stuff, like you don't have time to keep it up and stuff like that anymore. You don't feel like going out to the shop every day and working on cars, and you just want to sell some of that stuff. I've done it, and I'm 68. Albert's 80 something now, but give him a call if you're interested in that little Fiat or that Gremlin. Camaro. Seen better days, but you never know. That could be a 69 Camaro sitting out there, and you just drive down the street and find it and go up and knock on the door. I found this square body Chevrolet. There used to be a shop right there where all that junk is you see on the right. And about a year or so ago, a tornado came through here and just tore the shed down. But look what survived. Yep. It's a nice truck. I don't see any body damage on it from the tornado or nothing. But I don't know that wasn't sitting right there in that spot when the tornado picked the shed up and took it away. But I don't see any damage on it. It's really a good looking truck. I would love to try to buy it, but the guy at the parts store told me that lives in the house next door, said he won't sell it. And I said, well, you never know. If you keep asking, he might. And I might buy it too. But that's in Leachville, Arkansas also. How would you like to have that thing? Look at there. There's a Camaro, and this is in Leachville, Arkansas. But that's I think this guy done body work. He might still do it. But it's one of these little stashes that nobody buys, but everybody looks at. It says, I'd like to have that. And also, if you look way over there, that is a Dodge, two-door hardtop Dodge Coronet. Two-door hardtop. 45. And, of course, you got your little Corvette here. I don't know what year that is. It's kind of like the one we looked at in the junkyard the other day. It's an automatic car, I see that. Look how that paint fades away, and the fenders just turn back into fiberglass. All the paint goes away. I just like to rub up against that and go to bed with your wife. Ooh, she'd be itching all night long. There's a Chevrolet. Okay, Chad Shortnessy. There is your short bed. Right there. If you could buy that. Looks like a 68, 70. No, it's 69 or 70 Chevrolet. Four-wheel drive, not a bad looking truck. Square body. There's an old fire truck. That's what you find if you look. So folks, get out, get around. If I found all these in one little small town, you know they're out there. So all you got to do is go up and knock on the doors. My wife knows this lady that owns this car, and so far I haven't been able to buy it. But, you know, there's cars in your towns or towns around you. If you just drive up and down the streets, you'll see them in the backyards. You'll see them parked in carports. Stop and ask. You know, you might find a diamond in the rough. Now, just take, for instance, a car like this. Somebody might say, yeah, I'll sell it, $10,000. Well, that's way overpriced. But then you might find somebody that says, it belonged to my husband, he's passed away, I don't know, what do you give for it? Well, I'll give $200 for it. It's yours. Let me go get the title. Bam, you got you a car for $200. I've bought them like that. Well, there you go. That's what you do. People will sell and people will overprice. So it's just a roll of the dice what the people's going to say they want for them. You never know. And you might get a piece of junk, but you got something to work with. So get out there and look. Now we're going to go to another town close by Leachville here. Probably about, I'm going to say, 10 or 15 miles away. We're going to see what they got. Look, 67 Nova, 66 Nova. I did leave a note on the door. I told them if y'all were interested in selling it, here's my number. Nobody was home. He also has some kind of like a 71 Chevy pickup in the backyard. But that's how you find these cars. Go get you one. This is a 1957 Chevrolet, as everybody knows. But it belongs to this old man and this old woman. They are up in their years like Albert was, the guy we just visited with the Gremlin. But this 57 Chevrolet used to be black from the factory. And it also had red and black interior. This guy redid this car and painted it green years and years ago. As you can see what he's doing, he's pumping that accelerator pedal, trying to get this thing to start. It's been setting for a while right there. But he has to pump it probably, I'm going to say probably 50, 60 times. And finally it started. But once it started, you could tell it wasn't running too good. It was missing and running real rough. I asked him, I said, okay, my people are going to want to know, is this car for sale? He said, no, sir. Well, that's the way most people do tell you stuff. If you find a 57 two-door hardtop, the odds are you're not going to be able to afford it, or it's not going to be for sale. But he is in the process of bringing it inside his shop, and he's going to get it tuned up and overhaul the carburetor, stuff like I do at my shop. Now, I did notice this door, opened it up, and look at that little thing there. That closes down when you shut the door and keeps the rain from coming in on a two-door hardtop car. But not a bad-looking car. He did a good job on the paint job. I think he was a painter. But he did a real good job changing the color over. That's been, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, and it still looks good. Now I want to show you guys that baby boomers know where to put gas in a 57 Chevrolet. Look here. That's where you put the gas. That's a gas cap. You think you'd pull the tag down or something like that. Nope. And that little antenna right there, that had to be an option. Let's see, still got the original steering wheel too. He even painted the dash. I bet he tore this thing all to pieces. Painted it and then put all the chrome and stuff back on it, because you can't tell it used to be red and black inside, or you can't tell it used to be black outside. He did a good job painting it. But old man, old woman, they bought that thing in 1968. When you don't have a wrecker, but you need one, you build something like that. If you notice, the seats turn around backwards, so he can see what he's doing and what he's picking up. But if it works, it works. Steve, would you like to have one of them? Well, heck yeah, I would. This is Bel Air Corner. And that looks like a lowered 1-ton frame, or 1-ton truck frame. Let's go visit my wife while we're in Caraway. Filming you. This is what my wife does all day long. Yeah. Some of us have jobs.
Paperwork.
And then some of us are retired like me.
Yeah.
So I was just in the town filming. I've been to Leachville, all over Leachville. Stopped, talked to several people about cars, stuff like that. But anyway, I just figured I'd come by here and say hi to you.
Okay. Did you bring me a soda?
No, but do you want me to go get you one?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll bring you one back by. What else you want?
That's it. I just need a soda.
I might get me a sandwich or something while I'm down there.
Okay.
You want anything?
No, I'm gonna eat. We got those Hot Pockets for lunch, so I'm gonna eat those.
Okay, let's plug your channel real quick.
Okay.
Tell me the name of your channel. I know what it is, but
It's
tell me.
Buckeye Country Creations.
What do you do?
I do homemaking, thrifting, antiquing, and home renovations. And cooking.
Cooking, yeah. So I'm gonna plug your channel. You can plug mine, or you have already.
I have.
So I'm gonna plug your channel today.
Okay.
On this video. So anyway, you look very pretty sitting back there working and all, making money.
Thank you.
See, we can get her name on her desk. I put the name on my car, on my truck door, before.
Yeah.
On my big truck, but
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get you a soda and that's it.
Okay.
You want one or two?
Go ahead and get me two. That way I'll have one for tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Tell everybody bye.
Bye, guys.
Ooh, look at there. I'm not gonna ask about that because I can't even afford it. That's nice. Patchy. Maybe a 58, 59. Now I thought this was cool. Little ice cream truck. I don't know anything about those. I'm sure you could put any kind of motor you wanted to down in them. That's a cool little rig. I wouldn't mind having one of those someday. Now this truck right here was in the Christmas parade behind me. When I was in the Christmas parade, so I know the guy. I talked to him. Of course, it's not for sale. It takes a lot of that truck. The orange 69, that has been in restoration for years and years. He finally got it back. And also the green Ford panel, I don't know much about it, but I see he's got that sitting there. Now this property here we're on is a friend of mine named Chad. He's the one that's looking for that short bed that I mentioned in my videos sometimes. But this is stuff that he is working on, I found out. It's not his cars. It's belongs to other people. This is a Chrysler 300. I can't remember what year it was, but you Chrysler guys that like these big cars, you'll know. Now, that console is the same console that's in like a 68 or 69, 70 Dodge Charger. And they've mounted it in this from the factory. It come like that. Two-door car, probably got a 440. It's not a bad looking car. It looks like it was been repainted over probably years ago. Now that front end looks like that Ford LTD that we had in a previous video where we got it going again, the one that's set up for 30 years. But that looks like the Ford LTD hideaway headlights. And that Ford was a 69, so this probably is a 69. Don't know. You guys know. You Mopar men. And the top, I think somebody added that, and that's not really done real good. I don't even like those little humps there. I don't like that. I think it'd be better smooth, especially with a black vinyl top instead of that color. Chrysler 300. Next, we got this New Yorker. He did say this one was for sale. And he is between Caraway, Arkansas and Rivervale, Arkansas. And he works on cars kind of like I do. He does a lot of short wheelbase Chevrolet conversions. He'll take a long wheelbase Chevrolet pickup, cut it down, and find a bed for it. That's what he's looking for beds for. And install that short bed on that cut down long bed frame. And you got a short wheelbase truck. He actually has one he drives to the races, and it's really slick. You can never tell unless you climbed under it. This, by the way, this New Yorker right here, it's okay if you like the big cars. I couldn't afford the gas for it, but there's a short bed. I don't know what they come, where you got that. Do you buy the bed and the frame? Do you buy the whole thing? There's one that's a future conversion right there. He will take that bed off, shorten that frame 13, 12, 13, 14 inches, put it back together, weld it all up, and then put a short bed on it. You got a short wheelbase pickup. Bam. Your truck's actually worth more as a short bed than it is a long bed. The wind was blowing so hard here. That weeping willow, when I went to look at that Chrysler, that white one just now, those little, they was slapping me and giving me a good thrashing. I thought, dang, I wouldn't want one of these trees in my yard. We're going to look at a couple more. The next one we're going to look at is this Jeep over here. I think that's a customer's Jeep that he's working on. Probably some farmer parked in the shed and forgot about it, because I do know the tires look brand new, but they were weather cracked real bad. And it looked like they've been setting up for years and years. And I figure that's what happened to that Jeep. And the Bronco, it's not for sale. I know, guys. I know y'all want to buy this stuff. So do I. But sometimes you just have to look. You know, you can't afford to buy them or can't buy them. I hate that. I hate that for you guys, because I heard these Blazers were really, really rare and hard to find. And there's one. But this Jeep doesn't look bad. I would take that. Don't know what engine's in it or nothing like that. I didn't bother them. That would be real nice to have right there. if you're into four-wheel drives. Now, I'm into four-wheel drives a little bit, but I never was one to go mudding and stuff. All right, everyone, that's going to end the video for this week. This was like a backyard walk, showing the cars that I found. This is my brother's 68 Ranchero that he restored. Good job, Flash. And I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you don't like this kind of thing here, you seem to like the junkyard walks. I'm just testing the waters with this video. So if you don't like it, I understand. I probably don't have any more cars to video anyway, so we'll be back to the junkyard walks, and we'll also do some car repairs. Thank you to all my subscribers. Without you, I couldn't do it. Have a good day, and God bless.